Hello, welcome back. Your quote for this week is, there's an art to happiness. It's not about having more, it's about noticing more. There will always be something missing, something not quite right, something you wish was different, and you can focus on that if you want to. But there's also always something to be grateful for. A conversation, a person, a sunset, small things, easy to miss. The difference is where you place your attention. And over time, that changes your perception. The happiest people are the ones who are good at noticing the extraordinary in the ordinary. I really wanted to read this quote out because it ties back to last week. I was so close to deleting last week's episode, I'm not going to lie. And I got loads of messages from people just how grateful they are for me sharing the things that I shared. I always think to myself, like, stop oversharing. Like, it doesn't always need to go back to my experiences, but it's the way that I like to explain things. Like, I feel like I've grown a lot in the last 10 years. And so last week, obviously, someone asked me about how do you just feel more content and happy with yourself. And I told them about a time when I didn't feel content and how I changed that. And this comes back to last week, and it is choosing to be happy. It's choosing to be grateful for the small things. It's okay if you don't have what you want. It's okay if you don't, you're not fitting into the clothes that you want to. It's okay if you don't have the house that you want to, the job that you want to. It's okay that you have goals. Like, it's great to have goals. Don't ever let them go. I've got huge goals and I'm not going to stop working towards them. But that doesn't take away today's happiness. That doesn't get to take away the joy of every single day. It's okay for you to strive for things, but it's not okay for you to put your happiness on external factors. Okay, so having a new body, having a new house, having a new car, having a new, going on holiday, getting a new job, those things are not going to make you happy. You get to choose to be happy now. You have to be happy because of the small things. You have to make the conscious decision to choose to be happy. The happiest people are the ones who are good at noticing the extraordinary in the ordinary. And like I mentioned last week, I really went into feeling gratitude for things and just feeling grateful for the small things. And it is always the small things. And I picked up my productivity planner again last week, and every day it asks you what you're grateful for. Not once did I put, a money thing or my car or anything like that. I put small things like the sun, like Kira, like Fran, like being able to cook a nice dinner. Like, it's the small things that really do make the difference. And so there's loads of tiny things in your life that you can be grateful for. I love that you have goals. Please continue to have goals, continue to strive for them, but don't take away today's happiness while working towards something that you want, because it doesn't help. It just takes away the joy of the process, and you need to find enjoyment in the process of achieving your goals, whether that's health, whether that's relationship, whether that's career, whatever. You need to enjoy the process of it, and it all becomes so much easier in a way. So yeah, that was the quote for the day, and it was by Maya Mental Fitness. Just quickly, I am sounding and feeling so nasally. So apologies if you don't enjoy a nasally voice. I have been struggling. I actually went back to the gym this week after last Monday was my last session. I had almost a full week off. Well, pretty much a full week off, because I had that horrible sinusy situation. I didn't know if it was hay fever and I didn't know if it was a cold, but it was actually both in one. So I have been absolutely whacked, and I chose not to go to the gym. And when we're sick, we don't need to train, okay? Like, the best thing that I could have done last week was let myself recover. I've got over it, and now I'm back at the gym now, So don't ever feel guilty for taking that rest. We definitely do need it. Okay, so I'm going to do what we always do. We're here for our weekly community Q&A. I'm going to share a community win, and I'm going to go through some struggles that you are finding challenging in your journey, and we're going to go through a couple of questions. This should be short and sweet. There's not that much to go through this week. If you are watching this or listening to this, then make sure that you rate, review, comment. It makes a massive difference. And if you're not part of the community and you want to join the community, then click the link in the show notes. All of the topics, all of the people that I discuss, they're all real people. They're all real women with real lives. They're all sick of crazy restrictive dieting. They want to live a healthy, happy, confident life, and they want to do that while having fun. That's exactly why we're here, to experience joy while taking care of ourselves. So if you do want to know more about joining the community, then please click the link in the show notes. We would love to welcome you in. I just wanted to welcome our brand new member. She has joined us today, and it's Terry. So welcome, Terry. Okay, so let's start by sharing a win. So I'm going to start with Beth. So Beth said that everything has really seemed to come together this week. I couldn't believe how different it made me feel. I was eating well, I was doing my workouts, I was doing my steps, I was sleeping better, and the difference in my energy and my mood was insane. I wanted to read this out because it does make a difference. Okay, a lot of the time we can be like, why are we doing this? Why does it matter? I'm not even asked about that bikini. I'm not even bothered about that outfit. I just don't care anymore. I can't be bothered trying. You're not doing it for that. You're doing it to feel amazing. The difference in energy and mood, those two things change how you show up every single day. If you've got good energy, like you feel alive and you feel happy, you're going to experience a much more positive world. We all know when you're tired and you're grumpy, it's not good. If life feels hard, everything feels hard. And Beth has shown that by eating well, by doing her training, probably even when she couldn't be bothered, by getting outside and going for walks and putting herself to bed at a reasonable time, she feels good. And that is why we're doing this. Yes, the physical changes are great. Okay, we love when we feel more confident in a piece of clothing or out of a piece of clothing, whatever. But we're doing it for how we feel every day. When you fuel your body well, when you stay active, when you sleep as much as you're supposed to sleep, you will feel so much better. You'll feel happier and you'll feel like things are easier. Go in the gym when you've had a good sleep is so much easier than going in the gym when you're tired. Go in the gym when you're well fueled. It's so much easier than going in the gym when you've had chocolate all day. So these things work and they help you enjoy your experience of everyday life. There is always a good reason for you to take care of yourself. And I get that it feels hard sometimes. Like, it's not meant to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it and, it would be easy. No one would be talking about health and fitness. But it is tough, and it's all about showing up on the days that you don't want to. And you know what? I'm going to read out another quote that I almost shared because it literally just ties into this. This is about mental toughness. So this is from Brad Stolberg. Mental toughness is not about always feeling good. Now, do you remember I always say, it doesn't matter if you don't feel great. It doesn't matter if you're in a little bit of a mood. It doesn't matter if you can't be bothered or you feel a little bit busy and overwhelmed. Go that fucking gym and do your workout when you said you were going to do it. If you feel sick, stay at home and rest. But if you don't have that genuine physical reason to not go, go. Help yourself feel good. But you get that mental toughness, and that's what this is about. It's about staying anchored even when you don't want to. So you can feel anxious and still perform at your best. You can feel down and still support a loved one. You can feel doubt and still step into any arena. Your brain is plastic. Your mind is adaptive. You are not fixed. Every time you sit with discomfort, every time you approach challenges and return after setbacks, you're building your capacity, you're building mental toughness. You can't control every thought. You can't control every emotion. You can't control every outcome. Mental toughness is learning to focus on what you can control, where you put your attention. So the reason I read that out is because you're not going to feel like it every day, but we need to build this mental toughness of even though I don't feel like it, I'm going to do it, and I know that will make me feel better. We have to do the thing before we feel good. Beth has done all the things. She feels great for doing it. But at the start of the week, she probably thought, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Another week of battling through. And then once she started showing up, she's like, actually, this feels really, really good. I actually feel really good for getting myself to bed at 10 p.m. I actually feel really good for getting outside for a walk every day. This shit works. I'm going to carry it on, okay? We get the motivation. We get the momentum after doing the thing, okay? So I don't care if you feel stuck in a rut. I don't care if you feel in the mood to do this or not. Do it. Take care of yourself. Help yourself out. Give yourself the opportunity to experience a better life by showing up and doing hard things. Okay, amazing win. I did also highlight Kylie's win. I listened to your podcast and felt empowered that I do have control over what I eat, and that's being reflected in the choices that I've made this week. The reason that I read this out, Kylie, is that you listened and you took it on board. So many people, and I've been guilty of this is not a judgment. Nothing that I say ever is a judgment, because I've definitely been where all of you are. I used to listen to books, read books, listen to podcasts, and take no action. I used to be like, yeah, nod along, take things on, and just still change nothing. And what I love about this, Kylie, is that you felt empowered. You were like, actually, I am in control. I can decide to fuel myself. I can decide to say no. I feel empowered by this, and I'm going to live by that now. You took the advice on board and ran with it and used it in your everyday life, and that is being coachable, and that's amazing. So well done. Okay, so struggles. I always keep the struggles and the questions anonymous, okay, so you won't hear who these are from. So I'm still learning the workouts, so I find it's really hard to hit the targets on some of the upper body exercises. I definitely got better this week and took breaks during the sets when I needed to, but I was determined to finish them regardless. Okay, amazing. So if you are, say for example, you've got 5 kilo dumbbells and I've given you 12 reps to do, and you're struggling to get those 12 reps with those 5 kilo dumbbells, you've got 2 options. Your first option is to do as many as you can, aim for 12, but do as many as you can, and every week try and do 1 more, okay? Or you can do exactly what this person's done, and you can do as many as you can, and maybe you get 8, and then you take a second, give it a little shake off, and then finish with the other 4, okay? And that's just breaking up the set into 2 mini sets. Don't give yourself a full minute rest. Don't give yourself like 30 seconds even. Put the weights down, give them a shake off, and then go again. And that's basically like a cluster set. So you're just having a really short break and powering through. One exercise I'm thinking of, for example, in cable lateral raises, particularly on my last set, if I've given myself 15 reps to do, I might get to 10 and I'm like, fuck me, I cannot do anymore. I drop the cable, give myself a little shake, and then I do the last 5. That is okay to do. Okay? If you like want to finish the set, then do it. Eventually, you'll be able to do that 12 or 15 without stopping. We will get stronger the more we do it. So this is great. I love that you're determined to finish the set. Keep doing this. If this is what you like doing, keep doing it. The other alternative is you just do as many as you can each time. But I actually think this is a way that will get you stronger, faster. Okay, it was my daughter's birthday party and I really struggled to not give in to eating the crap that was in the house. And then the following day was even worse, with it lying around everywhere, and I felt very weak. Okay, so this all comes down to you knowing that you are in control, and knowing that you actually, just because the food is there doesn't mean that you need to eat it. Okay, like there's chocolate in my house right now. Do I need to eat it? No. Do I want to? Yeah, obviously I always want to eat chocolate, but I'm like, that's not going to benefit me. It's not something that it'll come into my head even before recording this. Oh, have a bit of that chocolate, and I'm like, hang on, I don't need chocolate. Have an apple. Like, I am constantly talking to myself. I am constantly coaching myself. If it helps, and I know it helps a lot of you, think about me speaking to you. Think about you coming to me, Hayley, all of this food's in my house. I really want to eat it. What would I say to you? You don't need to eat it. It's up to you to make that choice. It's up to you to realise I'm in control. I need to take radical responsibility for my choices, and I'm going to decide not to eat it. And do not let yourself argue Oh, maybe I'll just have a bit, maybe I'll have a... No. When you've made the decision to not have it, you just don't have it. But I do have to say, this will come with practice. This isn't something that I could do overnight. This is not something that anyone really can do overnight. Some people do have this grit in them that maybe they always have this strong sense of self-discipline. I never had it at all. Like, I was so weak. And even now, I really do struggle if I feel weak when I'm stressed, tired and all that. And I have to have this battle with myself. But it is possible. You can build this muscle of self-restraint, of self-control. Just because it was your daughter's birthday didn't mean you needed to eat shit. That is the reality of it, okay? This isn't a physical reason. This isn't a reason for you to sabotage. Okay, if you have a bit of cake, but a bit of cake is enough. That's a treat. You don't need to keep going. And so you didn't need to throw all the crap away. It's like, just let it be there and be okay with it being there. It's not calling your name. It doesn't need to be eaten. Leave it alone. Is it going to help you? Like, always ask yourself, how will I feel after I've eaten it? How will I feel after I've made this decision? Okay? How will I feel tomorrow when I wake up? Think about the future you. Don't make decisions for the right now you. Make decisions for the future you. Because, like, she needs you to show up. If you want to be healthy, if you want to be happy, if you want to feel proud of yourself when you wake up each day, you have to make choices that are sometimes hard. And I know you feel frustrated because you said, I really struggled to not give in. And then I felt even worse. Like, I feel very weak. I felt very weak. You don't feel proud of this overeating. So in order for you to feel proud next time, we need to know that didn't make me feel good last time. Last time when all that food was in the house and I gave into it, I didn't feel good. So this time I'm going to learn from that. And even though it's there, I know I don't need to eat it all and I can leave it. It's as simple as that. You do have the power. You do have the control. I wish I could just like factory reset everyone and like fill them with that like, I don't know, the confidence to not give in. You don't need to give in to temptation. It's your choice. Like, you get to decide. No one rams it down your throat. No one force feeds you it. You get to decide and you can say no. And so next time, what will you do differently? How can you make sure that you feel proud for the decision that you made? That's something that I ask myself constantly. And I do believe that it helps me show up differently. Like, even in like arguments, I know I've mentioned this before, if me and Fran are snapping at each other, or if he snaps at me and I know that he's just stressed or hungry or tired or dysregulated for whatever reason, and he snaps at me, it's so easy for me to snap back. But I think, hang on a minute, breathe. Because where do I want this to go? How does the 10 minutes from now, Hayley, how does she want to feel? And if she responds back, you fucking dickhead, who are you talking to? It's going to blow up. Where if I just take a big deep breath and go, I can see you're stressed, I'll come and speak to you later. Squashed, sorted, resolved. And like, I think about that with everything. I think about it with food. I think about it in how I respond to clients. I think about it in how I respond to my team, how I respond to stressful situations. Building that gym put so many stressful situations in front of me, and all I did was go, and that helped me avoid a daily meltdown every single day. I breathed and thought, what is this a sensible move to make now? Not like an emotional, not a reactive, just a sensible move to make, and make that a move that is actually going to help this situation rather than make it worse. So think about that with food, think about it with your relationships, think about it in work. Even when you've got like I don't deal with this anymore because all of my customers are absolutely lovely, and I never get complaints. But when I used to work in retail, we get complaints of like really, unhappy customers. And some people, or like I used to work in complaints on the phone, and some people will get really wound up and end up in arguments with customers and stuff. And I can't say that I never did that once. I think there was 1 or 2 times where I was like, this person needs to just get away. But that doesn't help. That's not you giving a good service. That's not you doing your job well. It's like, take a breath and just think, that person's dysregulated. That person's not happy. This is a stressful situation. How can I calm it down? How can I make, the best of this difficult situation? And your breath always grounds you to that. So yeah, I don't know. That was another tangent. I'm so sorry. We are here for health and fitness, and I just keep tangenting. Okay, so next one. I found it hard not to cave into those little bits of food that are just sitting around. So same as what I've just mentioned. Her husband had some Jaffa cakes and she said she didn't want any. And then she sat up to go to bed and there was 4 left, so she just ate them. Okay, so this is so common. And I've done this so many times and I'm like, what's wrong with you? So I'll fall asleep on the couch and then Fran's like, babe, come on, we're going to bed. And I'll wake up and I'll be like, straight to the cupboard and I'll eat chocolate. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I just did that without thinking. And that's exactly what it is. It's when we are really tired, like you did this just before getting up to go to bed, and you're like tired and you're not thinking, and your brain, because you're groggy, because you want to go to bed, your brain wants the instant energy. And like that sugar is going to give you that, when really you just needed to go to bed. So again, it's just slowing down, okay? We all need to slow down. We are living in a world, we're all walking around dysregulated 24/7. It's insane. Like, everyone's all over the place, the brain's all over the place, they're on the phone. Even when they're sitting in the car waiting to come into the gym and they're scrolling on the phone, and it's like, just sit and be. Or they'll go into the seating area and they're scrolling on the phone rather than talking, and it's like, be in the room, be present, give your brain space to be calm, and do that more often. Like, try and be calm, be still, be quiet more often. And these things get easier to deal with because you get to understand what it feels like, and you find it easier to be more present the more you practice being present. So all we need to do in these situations where you have these lack of control and you're just eating things that really you don't want to eat, it's just breathing. It's like, hang on a minute, what am I doing? Leave it alone. And like, I'll do it where you go into the fridge and you're like looking for something, and then in my head I'll be like, what are you looking for? I want something to eat. Why do you want something to eat? I don't know, I'm bored. Okay, this isn't going to help. Do something else. Like, it's just talking to yourself. For you, it's like, hang on, what am I doing? Why am I going after Jaffa cakes? I was on my way to bed. Okay, you're tired, just go to bed. Like, it's just stop, just slow down, just talk to yourself, just coach yourself, just like try and literally slow down. It's pausing before you make a decision. Okay, so the power of the pause before you go to eat something that you know isn't in line with what you want to achieve or how you want to feel. Stop and be like, right, okay, is this going to help me? No. What else can I have? Don't know. Apple. Am I actually hungry? No. Okay, do something else then. Go to bed, go for the walk. Like, it's just pausing, slowing down, and being slower and making decisions. Okay, so question. Next weekend, we've got a couple of people going from bottomless brunch. I feel like bottomless brunch season is back. Next weekend, I'm out for 2 consecutive bottomless brunches. I haven't been out drinking since February, so this isn't a weekly occurrence for me at all. It's just fallen that way with birthdays and the bank holiday weekend. If you have any advice on how to best tackle these, to try prevent doing too much damage, that would be great. I'm also happy to enjoy them and take the consequences if I go over my calories, as I don't do it often, and I will be celebrating this weekend too. My plan is to go for the higher protein foods and the lower calorie drink options rather than cocktails every round where possible. Okay, so my advice is not to just think about the social occasion, but think about everything around it. Okay, so if you've got 2 bottomless brunches, then, and we have 21 meals in a week, okay, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, 21 meals. So if you've got 2 bottomless brunches, that means that you've got 19 meals that can be absolutely bang on. First priority is to make that happen, okay? Let's make sure you smash your protein, smash your fruit and veg, drink your water, get them meals like nailed. 19 opportunities where you can fuel your body brilliantly. Okay, that's amazing. You've got 2 where it's going to be a little bit more challenging, not impossible, but a bit more challenging. So I would do what you've said. I would, to be honest, in my experience, bottomless brunch food isn't overly excessive. So when I went recently last year, I had like a chicken Caesar croissant thing. The other options were like burgers and stuff, so I didn't go for them. I just tried to go something that had a bit of protein in, and it really wasn't that big. I reckon it was like 500 calories. So try and choose sensibly. So it might be choosing the higher protein thing. It might be you might get chips with it, but decide to only eat half. You might decide to not eat the garlic bread that comes with it, for example. So 19 meals, you can absolutely nail it. 2, where it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but not impossible to make good choices. So choose high protein, maybe limit the carbs a little bit because you will be getting carbs from alcohol, and eat until 80% full. So that means just don't eat to excess. Like, be okay with leaving food on the plate. Half the chips, half the bread, like, leave it. And then the next thing is the alcohol. So we want to make sure that when we're drinking alcohol, we are aware of the calories. I am an Aperol Spritz girly till I die. Something about Aperol Spritz, just me, and I just love it. Like, it's me, I just love it. That and a Hugo Spritz, like, love, 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 love. That means that when I have a drink, if I'm only having 1 or 2, I'm going to have that Aperol Spritz. But if I'm on a big night, I can't really, but to be honest, I don't do big nights often. If it's a fuck yes moment, I'm Aperol Spritzing all night, because that happens twice a year. Let's be honest, I'm not a party girl anymore. But when I was a party girl, I had to change my alcohol choices. I couldn't drink wine because I used to down bottles of it. Like, I used to drink a bottle of wine before I left the house. That's 600 calories gone. Whereas I could have, 10 vodka Diet Cokes for 600 calories. So I think we just need to try and be sensible with alcohol. I like you to all enjoy yourselves. So how about we have 1 or 2, or one, if it's a cocktail, 1 cocktail, yeah? And then once you've had your cocktail, move on to something lower calorie. That could be gin, it could be vodka, it could be even things like your amaretto, I don't know, just a spirit with a diet mixer. If you go doubles, it's double the calories. So a shot of vodka, 60 calories. A double shot of vodka, 120. Okay? So you could have 10 single vodkas and Diet Cokes, or you could have 5 double vodkas and Diet Cokes that are going to come to like 600 calories. So singles helps the hangover, helps the bank balance, helps the calories. So alcohol, do your best. And then when we're drunk, we don't make good choices. Okay? We don't make the best choices when we're drunk. So that might mean you end up in the lemon and lime. It might mean you end up at the Mackies. It might mean you end up in the Chinese. Like, all of those things I've been guilty of. But we want to, if you are on a goal, if you've got this mission to lose fat, if you've got this mission to win the week, to win these 2 social occasions, my advice would be to don't end up in the Chinese, and don't end up in the chippy. If you are hungry, go home and eat a chicken butty or a ham butty or something like that. Okay, so bottomless brunch, it's usually at a difficult time of day. So that's why I'm saying when you get home, eat something. Because if you've been for bottomless brunch and it's like 2 PM and you've been out all day and you're starving, then maybe you will get something to eat after. But try and make sure that it's not excessive. It doesn't need to be a Mackies. If it is a Mackies, it could just be a snack wrap. It doesn't need to be a double cheeseburger and a Big Mac and large fries and a full fat Coke. Doesn't need to be all those things. Can you be really, really sensible in your decision making? Just be like a moderate queen. Just be really moderate. Just like when you order things, order moderately. When you eat things, leave food on the plate. When you drink alcohol, be that sensible one who's on the singles. Be that sensible one who's not after the shots. So yeah, that's how I would handle it. But let's be honest, you don't do this often. It sounds like it's a special occasion. You definitely can still have a good night following all that advice that I've given you. On the night, you might decide to scrap it. If you do decide to scrap the advice, no guilt. Own the decision, take radical responsibility for your own decisions. No one forced you to hit the fuck it button. If you're going to enjoy it, fucking enjoy it, and don't feel guilty about it, okay? Because that's one thing that, like, I do not feel guilty when I overindulge. There's times where I majorly overindulge and I've chose to do it. For example, this Friday, I am going on a family night out. As you know, I very rarely go out. I think, I don't know, big nights are rare. So I'm going on a family night out. We're going to Onda. Onda is literally like my favourite restaurant in the UK. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. It's a fuck yes moment for me. I will be eating till 120% full. Like, it's just how it's going to be. But I will not feel guilty for that. I take radical responsibility for that decision. And I don't always do it. This week, I had a takeaway. I ate until 80% full. You know, I ordered sensibly. Last week, I had a chippy and I just had half a chicken fried rice and curry sauce. I am sensible every single week so that when I get to my fuck yes moments, I'm like, fuck yes, not asked, not going to feel guilty. I am living, and I am living to the full because I get to and I deserve to. And I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm going to be drinking the spritzers. I'm probably going to move on to spirits because I will feel ill if I'm on spritzers all day. But I'm going to enjoy that food. And so you have to own those decisions. You have to remember that you decided to do that. And so you've got to own it. If you feel guilty constantly, you're just punishing yourselves. Like, it's probably because you're letting yourself down all the time. I know I deserve fuck yes moments because I don't have them all the time. So yeah, take that as you will. Like, if you want to bin that advice off, bin it, but own it and don't feel guilty. Likewise, if you want to follow that advice, then go for it. But you can manage this really, really well, and I know that for a fact. We can manage any social occasion in a sensible way. Second person going out for bottomless brunch on Saturday. She says she's not going to go crazy, but it never not happens. So this, to me, I don't like, because when you say you're not going to go crazy, but then you do, you're breaking a promise to yourself. I would rather do a me and be like, I know that's a fuck yes moment and I'm going to enjoy it and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Like with the gym opening party, I knew there was no chance I was going to be sensible. And I was like, it's a fuck yes moment and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. And I don't feel any guilt and I won't feel any guilt. Whereas you've said, I always say I'm not going to go crazy, but it never happens. But I always do, basically. And that is you breaking a promise to yourself. So if you say you're going to handle something, if you say you're going to manage it. You know, build that muscle of staying in control, even when alcohol is in your system. Because it is possible. You can be sensible. Any tips on how to manage the bottomless brunch? See previous answer. Okay, next question. Is there any type of bread you eat which isn't bloating or stodgy? I do like bread and I'm staying away from it. But some days it's difficult. You can eat bread every day. No one here has ever told you not to eat bread. I might say to you, don't eat a loaf of bread, or sometimes you might be in the habit of having 2 slices of bread and you're trying to reduce your calories a little bit, and so just have 1 slice. Like, no one said don't eat bread. No one said don't eat bread. No one said don't eat pasta. No one said don't eat chocolate. No one said don't drink alcohol. No one here wants you to ban anything, because I know that banning something makes you want it more. So there isn't any type of bread that I would say is less stodgy or whatever. Bread's a funny one. People have got a big thing about bread, but it's a great carb source. It's great for fueling a workout. It's good at keeping you full. It actually has protein in. It's got fibre in it. Yes, some white bread does have a fair bit of sugar in. Just switch it to brown bread if you really want to. Have your bagels, have your bread. Don't feel guilty. There's no need to. I actually don't at the moment because I'm on meal preps, but I used to eat a sandwich every single day. Every single day I ate a butty because it was easy, it was quick, it required 0 cooking, and I fucking enjoy them. Like, me and Fran ate a butty the other day. He actually made me this. We'd done a whole roast chicken and I couldn't be bothered making anything with it, so he made like these proper nice butties with like salt and black pepper and mayo. It was stunning. And I was like, how good is a butty? You don't have to cook. It takes minimal effort and it's unreal. You don't need to eat a certain type of bread. You don't need to swap it. Eat bread every day if that makes you happy. It's all about your total calorie intake okay? And your total nutrition. What matters more is, do you feel good? Do you feel satisfied? Are you within the calorie target for your goal? And are you eating enough protein? And are you getting enough fruit and veg in? Okay? So you can have a really high protein sandwich. You just need to stuff it with stuff. We need to get loads of layers in there and get a nice chunky butty in you. So no, there's no type of bread that I would recommend. I would say if you really want to make a sensible choice for bread, you could go for something that is like a brown bread, a whole grain bread, maybe like a sourdough. But you know, bread's fine. Bread's not evil. Same with pasta. They get so much, like, they get such a bad rap, and they're just such great foods, and they're good carbs. They energize you, and they're easy, and they're enjoyable. So no, don't ban them. Okay, next question. Are hip abductors a good substitute for glute medius kickback? So, first of all, why are we not doing the glute medius kickback? Let me know. If it's a confidence thing, fine. I always think that we build more confidence by doing the hard thing. So, we will never get more confident in the gym if we avoid going to the gym. You have to go to the gym to get more confident in the gym. And like, we have to get more confident. We have to use the leg press to get more confident on the leg press. We have to use the cable machine to get more confident on the cable machine. So if it's a confidence thing, I really want to push you and encourage you to do the thing. Do the thing that I've recommended. If it's more of a logistic thing, that it's like, Hayley, every time I go near the cables, there's people on it. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. Good enough reason to not go on it. You can use the glute medius. You can use the hip abductors. That's fine. It's working the same muscle in a different way, but it's working the same muscle. I really, really like glute medius kickbacks because it's more isolated to one side, one leg at a time. So you know me, if you've been doing my program, I love single leg exercises because it gets us strong, it gets us stable, and the legs are stable and strong independently rather than relying on one another. Also really good for balance, which is very important as we get older. So I love working one leg at a time. The hip abductor machine, you obviously can't do that. You've got to use both legs. So I would prefer you to do glute medius kickbacks, but I totally understand if every now and again you can't get on it and you just want to get your workout done because you've got to go to work. It's fine to swap it for your hip abductors. Okay? That's all. That is the check-in this week. So it was short and sweet this week, much shorter than last week because I didn't ramble on. I hope you found that helpful. Please make sure that you rate, review and comment. And know that it literally takes minutes and it feels like it doesn't make a big difference. But it actually really does make a big difference because people find this podcast based off other people's likes and ratings. So just like Instagram and TikTok have algorithms and you see things that you like, if you engage with this on YouTube and Spotify, then other people with similar interests to you will also get recommended to this podcast. And it is a bit beggy of me, but I want to impact as many women as I can. That is the only benefit that I am trying to receive, is that trying to help as many women as possible feel better, look better, live happier, healthier lives. And so you can help me do that by just engaging with this episode in some way. So thank you so much for doing that. If you have any questions for me, make sure you let me know. If you want to join the community, click the link in the show notes, and I will see you all soon. Bye.